Every time my arms go up would be a repetition. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Starting position. Stand up straight with your arms at your sides and your feet about 6 inches apart. Muscle contraction. Step forward with your right leg, lowering your body until both knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. Keep your back straight and your chin up. Your abs should be pulled in. End of the exercise. Use your hamstrings and glutes to push yourself back up to the original position. Breathing. Common mistakes. Arch your back. Let your knee touch the floor. Bring your hips forward. P for PCAM, forward lunges.
We are starting here in squat position, okay? Nice and flexible through the toes, put the weight in the heels, spread the floor with your feet. All right, so starting here, squat thrust, kick it back, no sinking ships or butts in the air, chest to the floor, back up, frog jump, jump squat. Squat position, kick it out, push it up, bring it in, and jump. Try it again. Squat position, kick it out, push up, bring it in, and jump.
She's going to put her hands out in front of her for balance, and she's going to sit back as if she was in a chair. So she's going to do a couple repetitions, and we're going to talk about what she's doing. So watch her knees. Her knees stay behind her toes. Most people, the first movement, they bring their knees forward. That's not how to do it. You want to sit back. The hands forward will help you do that. So again, her knees are behind her toes. She's looking forward. Her chest is up, and it's a natural movement. And as she does this, she's strengthening the muscles around her knees. So important. She's strengthening her hips. These are the muscles that we need to be strong, to be pain-free, and to be able to do our activities of daily living.
You want to get down, make sure that your wrists are right under your shoulders, make sure that your waist is high, your butt is kind of up in the air. You don't want it to be sunken in low because now you're not helping strengthen your lower back. So you want to raise your hips up high. All you want to do next, this is considered a high plank. We're going to go into a low plank next. Drop down on your elbow, drop down on the next elbow. This is called a low plank. Now we alternate arms that we went down with, push back up into a high plank. Go back down into a low plank. Change arms, push up to a high plank, go down to a low plank.
Push-ups are one of the most fundamental bodyweight exercises and are very popular. The movement is simple, can be done everywhere, and it's very effective because you are using a lot of muscles at the same time. Sounds good, right? The problem is that a lot of people concentrate on quantity instead of quality when doing push-ups. To avoid this, you should focus on these 4 points to make your push-ups perfect. Let's start straight with the number 1, the body position. A push-up is not only a triceps, chest and shoulder movement. Most people neglect their tension in the abdominal muscles, the hips and the legs. Often they form an arched back and have a leg and body tension. To avoid this, tilt your pelvis backward and keep your butt squeezed tight. The movement gets a lot harder with this, but it's also more effective. The second point is the arm position. The arm position doesn't really matter in terms of the perfect execution. A perfect push-up can be done with a wide or a narrow grip, but it's important to place your wrists in a nearly vertical line under your shoulder when you do the standard push-up. There are still exceptions for that rule, for example when you are doing pseudo planche push-ups, which puts the focus more on your shoulder. Or when you're doing sphinx push-ups, which are a triceps dominant movement. If you are working with standard push-ups and choose a wider grip, it involves the chest more than a close grip, and a close grip sets the focus more on your triceps. The only thing you should avoid completely are out-flared elbows, because this puts a lot of stress on your shoulder, which can lead to injuries. The closer you place your arms to the body, the more your elbows point backwards. The wider you place your arms, the more your elbows going away from your body, but they still point more backwards than to the side. The third point is the range of motion. This is quite simple, just don't cheat. Go all the way up and all the way down and let your body straight. Don't decrease the range of motion by bringing your head forward or your hips down. The last point is the shoulder blade movement. This is a very neglected point. When you're going down, your shoulder blades come together, and when you're going up, they go apart. You should also focus on pushing them downward instead of upward. But don't forget, there's still difference between a passive and an active way of this shoulder blade movement. If you are too weak in the shoulder girdle, your shoulder blades come together because you are not able to hold your body against the gravity. You can see this especially at the top of the movement. When you are going down, always focus on the tension and an active shoulder blade movement. Don't let yourself fall down into your structures.
Plank knee-ins. Start in a push-up position with a straight line from your head to your feet. Keep your abs and your glutes tight. Now bring one knee in towards your chest, and then return the foot back to the starting position, and repeat this movement with the other leg. Continue to repeat, switching legs. This should be a slow and controlled movement, squeezing your abdominals and breathing throughout.
Start by lying flat on your back and keep your eyes and your chin towards the ceiling. Then crunch up with your elbows bent and bring your opposite leg up as well. This is different from a bicycle sit-up. You're not twisting to bring your elbow and your knee together. Instead, you're going straight up towards the ceiling. Most of you should be able to do this exercise with no problems, but for those of you that want to make it more advanced, you can keep both your feet off the ground at all times. Still perform the exercise the same way, but instead of returning your feet to a resting position on the ground, just leave them hovering a couple inches above the ground.